All right, guys, welcome into my official NFL offseason 2023 quarterback tier rankings where we go through and rank. I don't even know how many this is. It's like almost 40 or 50 total QBs based on all these different tiers. Now, I'm going to explain the tiers, how I did them, and then we're going to get right into it. The best, that's self-explanatory. That's probably only going to be one or two quarterbacks. Who's the best quarterback in the NFL? Franchise QB, that's a quarterback that could win an MVP. They're not the upper tippy top, but they could win, a Super Bowl. They're certainly really, really good, and they deserve a huge contract. A solid starter, a.k.a. Kirk Cousins, right? That kind of tier. The average starters in the NFL. The bad quarterbacks, really quarterbacks that shouldn't be starters. And then rookies and unproven guys. And of course, I've color-coded this as well. Kind of the colors point to show how, the good stuff and the bad stuff. So we're just going to start. It is Sam Darnold. Now, these rankings are based off of the quarterbacks if they're a starter. So if Sam Darnold is a starting quarterback, he's probably got to go in bad. I know towards the end of last year, Sam Darnold played a lot better, and he could be a really good backup. But when you're looking at him as a starter, if you're going into the year with Sam Darnold as your QB, you're not too optimistic about it. Next, you have Geno Smith. So I'm going to respect Geno. I'm going to put him in solid starter for now. He was a top 10 quarterback when you look at the overall stats last year. Very unique career for Geno Smith. He was a total bust for virtually a decade, and then he comes out of nowhere and plays really well. But I'm going to say solid starter. That seems fair. And the Seahawks did a good job not giving him that massive contract. Mac Jones. For Mac Jones, I'm going to say right now, pretty average. He's young. We'll see. I know the reports right now coming out of Foxborough, not good. Bill Belichick, Mac Jones, really not seeing eye to eye. They may want to move on from him, but I still think Mac Jones will be New England's starting quarterback next year. He's too young. Jordan Love's got to go in the rookie unproven category. He's probably going to start this year or next year once they trade Aaron Rodgers, and we'll see how well he does, but I really can't speculate at this point on where, I just can't put him anywhere else. He started like one game in the NFL. So this includes rookies. I don't know why. I'm not going to be able to rank rookies. This is the Stanford QB, Tanner McKee, probably going to be a second or third round pick. I do not think he's going to be good in the NFL, and I could see him falling similar to the way Sam Howell fell last year. I could see him falling to the fourth or the fifth round. We will see. Next, you have Lamar Jackson. So Lamar, definitely a franchise quarterback. You do have the injury concerns, but if you look at Lamar Jackson's career record as a starter, it's just ridiculous. He has to go in the franchise QB category. It looks like Baltimore, with the signing of OBJ, they might try and work out something with Lamar to keep him there. I understand both sides when it comes to Lamar Jackson and the Ravens with the contract. He is smaller, and he has gotten injured twice. You really don't want to give him a massive deal with fully guaranteed money. And then if you're Lamar Jackson, obviously you're looking at the Deshaun Watson contract and being like, I'm better than Deshaun Watson at this point. You can argue that. Obviously, Deshaun Watson didn't play well last year, but probably something will get worked out there because they did sign Odell Beckham. Next, you have Joe Burrow. So Joe Burrow is right on the borderline, I'll say. I'll put him at the front of franchise QB. You could make an argument he should go in the best. It's borderline. He's certainly, I would say, people are going to say he's better than Josh Allen. I probably need to see another year before I say he's better than Josh Allen. I still probably like Josh Allen above him, and then obviously Mahomes as well. So I'm going to say he's a top-of-the-line franchise QB with the potential to be the best quarterback in the NFL. C.J. Stroud, I love C.J. Stroud's potential, but he's a rookie. I'm not, even rookies as, in the NFL, their first year, it's normally really bad if you're a quarterback. They need experience. So I think CJ Stroud should go number 1 overall to Carolina. I think he will. I know recently there's this trend that Bryce Young's going to be the number 1 overall pick. Folks, that's a total smokescreen. We see that every year with the draft. It will be CJ Stroud. Next, we have Brock Purdy. So I'm going to say Brock Purdy, solid starter. You know, the crazy story, the last pick in the draft goes on and goes like 7-1 as a rookie. Kind of a polarizing player because he had so much success as a rookie, but he's also got a crazy supporting cast. I'm going to say solid rookie for now, solid starter at this point. Really good rookie season, though. Next, we have Taysom Hill. I don't know why Taysom Hill is on here. I mean, Taysom Hill is just not a starting quarterback. He just can't throw. I do think Taysom Hill is a really good weapon, and if you utilize him right, he is a wrecking ball. He is a tree stump. He's very annoying to try and tackle. So I like Taysom Hill, but in terms of being a starting quarterback, it's just not going to happen. Next, you have Matt Stafford. So Matt Stafford is borderline. He got injured last year. Is he maybe washed? I don't know. I don't want to say that yet. But this is a guy who won the Super Bowl a few years ago. He's still got Cooper Kupp. He's still got Sean McVay. I'm not going to overreact. We're going to give him one more year, kind of towards the back end of the franchise QB tier. Oh, that was Bailey Zappi, not Mac Jones. Okay, so okay. Bailey Zappi, I'm going to put... You really can't judge Bailey Zappi off of this. That is funny that I did that. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to put Bailey Zappi kind of in rookie. He had those few games. There's a lot of quarterbacks on here. They have Bailey Zappi. And then Mac Jones, I'll put in average. Listen, they do kind of look similar. Let's be honest here. Come on, they look similar. But you can tell which one is which. I can't believe I did that. Now you have Trevor Lawrence. So Trevor Lawrence definitely has got to go in the franchise QB tier in front of Matt Stafford at this point. Probably still behind both Burrow and Lamar, but he is ascending. He's going to be a superstar. We all know it. He's on the come up. Matt Stafford is kind of ending his career, so I'm moving Trevor Lawrence in front of Matt Stafford in the franchise QB tiers. Next, you have Mike White. I mean, Mike White's just not a starter. I don't know why he's on here, but we can respect it. He's a decent backup. He signs with Miami, thinking about Tua Tagovailoa and the injury concerns that he has. Maybe he'll get a chance to start there in the future. Sam Howell, we just haven't seen enough. He started one game. I kind of like Sam Howell. We will see. I'll probably put him right here. He's like a rookie kind of second-year guy. Next, what is this? Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush, I'm going to have to put him in bad. I know he played well with Dallas last year. What did they go, 3-1? But yeah, if you're starting your season and Cooper Rush is your starting quarterback, it's a bad situation, let's be honest. Teddy Bridgewater is a backup quarterback. You could say maybe average. I don't know, man. At this point in Teddy's career, I'm going to put him in bad, although maybe I'll end up changing it. For a second, I thought this was Sam Ehlinger. I mean, dude, there are so many obscure quarterbacks here, but no, this is Will Levis, obviously. I like Will Levis. I think he's going to be good. I think people are underrating him, but he's a rookie. We'll see. Justin Fields. So Justin Fields, this is a tough one, right? Because they did not have a good record, but I do think Justin Fields in 2023, you've got to at least put him in the solid starter. He does need to develop as a passer, but the rushing ability is ridiculous. That creates a high floor for Justin Fields. And let's be honest, Chicago was trying to lose those last few games. They could have very easily won more. But Justin Fields, once he gets more weapons, getting DJ Moore, he's going to be really good. He could potentially be a franchise QB, but right now I'm going to say back end of solid starter. I know a lot of people would have him in average or maybe even bad based on his passing numbers, but you have to talk about him ascending and improving each year and seeing what he did at Ohio State. And as a rookie, second year, it's improving very well. So I am very high on Justin Fields. Josh Allen, So this is one you can either put right here, like, or the best. I'm going to say Josh Allen. This is a top-of-the-line MVP type guy. He's finished like top 3 or top 4 in MVP the last 3 years. I think he's clearly the second best quarterback, maybe third best in the NFL. So I'm going to say he'd be on the line of the best. Maybe you could move him down to there, but I don't know. Jacoby Brissett. I'm going to say Jacoby probably the back end of average or the front end of bad. I thought he played pretty well with the Browns last year, but certainly kind of just an average guy there. Daniel Jones, I'll say he's a solid starter. I'll put him at the front end of solid starter. They gave him the contract. We'll see. He needs weapons. We really don't know what Daniel Jones is. We know he's a decent dual threat guy. Let's give him a legitimate wide receiver one and see what he can do. Next, we have Kenny Pickett. So, I'm going to say Kenny Pickett. You could either put him in kind of the rookie tier. I know he played a lot as a rookie, but it's just incomplete. I would say either that one or he's average at this point. We'll put him in average right now. Next, you have Davis Mills. Davis Mills is bad. I tried warning people. People were like, oh my God, Davis Mills, his rookie stats were actually good. Yeah. It was all in garbage time. I said, this is not a good quarterback, guys. He's not an NFL starter. They're starting him because they want to tank. That's exactly what happened with Houston. They end up tanking. Davis Mills is not a legitimate starting option in the NFL. Next, you have Gardner Minshew. He's borderline. You could say maybe average. If a good team started Gardner Minshew, would they win 8 or 9 games? I guess, they could. So I'll say the back end of average for Gardner Minshew. Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's got to go in bad for sure after that year with Indianapolis. He showed he was completely washed, unfortunately. Actually, I'm going to move Sam Darnold up a bit. Yeah, I'm disrespecting Sam Darnold. Next, we have Ryan Tannehill. I think Ryan Tannehill at this point is just completely average, maybe slightly above average, but he might not even start. They might end up cutting him. We'll have to see how that QB situation. There's actually a lot of rumors that Tennessee's going to trade up from 11 inside the top 3 to draft a QB. Next, you've got Jimmy G. He's your typical solid starter right next to Brock Purdy. We'll see how he does in Vegas, but he's kind of a high floor, low ceiling guy. They'll probably win 8 or 9 games. That's my expectation. Colt McCoy, not a legitimate starting quarterback. Drew Lock, really bad, not a legitimate starting quarterback. Andy Dalton, backup. Hendon Hooker, the rookie, the older rookie, or soon-to-be rookie from Tennessee, probably going to be a late first-rounder or a second-round pick. He's going to go in the rookie category. Bryce Young, I'm really high on. I think Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud will be franchise quarterbacks, but I have to go, obviously, put him in the rookie category. Tua, I think the only thing holding him back from being a franchise QB is the injury concerns, but right now he's a top-of-the-line, I would say, a solid starting quarterback. Jalen Hurts, you have to put him in the franchise QB. I need at least another year before I would consider the best category for Jalen Hurts. I know you could argue he should have won the MVP. They made the Super Bowl. They almost won the Super Bowl. But I need to see at least another year of Jalen Hurts being a super elite quarterback before I make the jump and put him in the best. Personally, Dak Prescott, yes, he has to limit the turnovers, but he's still a franchise quarterback. Come on. Matt Corral, he didn't even play last year. He was injured. We got to put him here. Incomplete. Russell Wilson, at this point, you've got to put him like the back end of average. I know Broncos fans still have hope for Russell Wilson, but it's getting pretty dire. Or I don't know if I would say it's getting pretty dire, but that was a really bad first year in Denver. They traded a ton to get him. They need him to be better next year, but that was real bad. So we will see. Max Duggan, rookie, probably a 5th or a 6th round pick from TCU. Malik Willis, I'm going to say incomplete. I don't think Malik Willis is going to be very good, but you can't really put him in average or bad. He barely started. Next, you've got Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray's a tough one. I'm going to say solid starter. I really don't buy that Kyler Murray is a legit... listen, this is where it gets really borderline. I think Tua at this point is better than Stafford, but Stafford is older and he's proven more. Yeah, it's just tough, man. I might have to move Stafford down. I don't know. I'm going to leave. I mean, you could move Murray up because he has the big contract. I don't know about Kyler. I guess we'll put him borderline. I like Tua more than Murray, but, these are all splitting hairs. Anthony Richardson, rookie. I am not a fan of Anthony Richardson. I think based off of everything that I've seen, he's going to be a total bust. People are hyping up his athleticism. This was a dude that really struggled just to complete accurate passes in college. That is normally not a good sign. They've got Stetson Bennett on here. He'll probably be a 6th-round pick. Trey Lance. I mean, my goodness, what do I even do with Trey Lance? I got to put him in the rookie or unproven. I mean, he barely has played. Zach Wilson, yeah, he's got to go with the way end of bad. I think at this point with Zach Wilson, it's pretty much done. The Jets, I don't know what they'll do, but they're going with Aaron Rodgers very likely there. He'll probably latch on with someone as a backup. Jameis Winston, I'll say back end of average at this point for Jameis. He's a turnover machine, but he can win you some games. He can throw for a lot of yards. Baker Mayfield, I think, is probably the back end of average as well. I mean, based off potential, I'll move Russell Wilson up to the front end of average. But, yeah, Baker at this point, solid backup QB, not really a viable option as a starter. He can fill in for a good team here and there. Mahomes, he's got to be the best quarterback right now. I mean, his career is just ridiculous. Another MVP, another Super Bowl. I really don't have to talk about that very much. Justin Herbert, definitely franchise quarterback. He's going to get a huge deal. Top 5 or 6 quarterback in the NFL. I'd have to keep him behind Jalen Hurts, though. Jalen Hurts just was too good last year. Herbert, he's good, but they're not really performing that great in terms of the playoffs. They blew that big lead. He still has to make that next step. Aaron Rodgers. So I think Aaron Rodgers at this point is, I would say, towards the back end of franchise QB. He was in a horrible situation last year. I don't know why Aaron Rodgers, I literally told him in videos, I said, listen, dude, leave. The Green Bay Packers have a horrible front office. They're not going to get you any weapons. What happens? The dude's 38 years old playing with inexperienced rookies because the Packers never draft any receivers in the first round. They had 2 first-round picks, used them both on defensive players that, Quay Walker pushing the referees. It's just bad. So I think Aaron Rodgers is still good. He still has at least 1 or 2 more really good years left in him. I'm going to go with franchise QB. Is this Clayton Tune? I'm not sure I think it's a rookie. Next, you have Jared Goff, solid starter. I think some of Jared Goff's numbers last year came in garbage time, but still you have to respect it. Kirk Cousins, definitely a solid starter. I wouldn't say franchise QB level, but he does put up good numbers, and he will win some games. Is this Brett Hundley? I'm not even sure who this is. I'm going to go with rookie. I don't know who that is. Next, maybe I could figure out Desmond. Oh, no, that's Desmond Ridder. I don't know who is that? A Giants player? I don't know who that is. Marcus Mariota, he's not a starting quarterback, guys. Come on, you got to put him in bad. I would say front end of bad, though, because he is a dual threat. Desmond Ridder, I say inexperienced. And then Derek Carr, I would say another one of those guys kind of that goes into the solid starter tier. I'll move Geno Smith up a little bit because he had a good season last year. But overall, this is kind of how I would rank my quarterbacks right now based on tiers. I think the one thing you could argue definitely, Tua possibly better than Murray. Maybe Tua should be up here. It is the injury concern, but he did have a very good year last year that showed that as a young quarterback, he could be a franchise QB. But right now, this is probably where I would rank the quarterbacks going into 2023. You could also say Mahomes should be on a tier by himself. I really wouldn't fight you on that, but I do think Josh Allen has done just enough to be on that tier, even though he is a pretty distant second place to him. Either way, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description. I'm, of course, the Depressed Ginger. Thank you for watching.